strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you could possibly imagine.
Hey there, Splinterlands fans. We have 12 new reward cards in the game. It is about time I start picking them up myself, maxing them out so I can play with them, and showing you guys how they look in battle. So that's what we're going to do here today. We are starting off with Tidebiter. You're going to see this card at Silver League. You're going to see a battle at Diamond Champion level league, and we're gonna look at how it works against Yodin, because this is the first thing I saw when I came across this card. Was this looks like it can really help shut down a blast team. It can have some other use cases as well. Is not limited to just being a niche Yodin counter, but it works very, very well stopping Yodin in his tracks. Let's go dive into the actual card itself here. Look at its stats real quick. Up at Bronze at level 1, it's just a very basic reach melee card. Not terrible, not anything necessarily special though. At level 3, when I really like it. Once we get here, we get this new ability called Reflection Shield that's going to block Blast, Magic Reflect, Thorns, and Return Fire. This is one of the new abilities on our new reward cards. It's on 3 of the new reward cards. There's only 3 cards in the game right now that have this ability. And I like it on this card because it's a reach card, so it goes in the second spot. And that's very helpful in blocking blast because you can set it behind your tank. So any blast attacks that hit that tank will do no additional damage, and you can completely shut down blast. So I do like this, and then it gets a little more attack at max level, gets that true strike, which that true strike could actually be very helpful in countering a Yodin team as well, going up against some high dodge cards like a Serpentine Soldier or something like that. So let's jump in. Let's go look at one of these actual battles here. So this first one is at Silver League. Huge shout out to the website Splinter Boards for allowing me to go search for this card. Search for battles using this card. This one was not my battle. The next one you'll see it at Diamond or Champion League up at max level is my battle. But what we've got here is you can already see this card is completely blocking all of the blast damage. This team down at the bottom would not work before. Yodin's blast damage, yeah, they've got a taunting tank up front. They've got the heals to keep Wave Brood alive, but the blast damage would eventually take out those secondary cards, take out those healers. With Tidebiter in here blocking that damage, Yodin no longer has this huge output. You've completely neutralized the blast from Yodin, and that's the big thing with Yodin, right? Yeah, he gets +1 range, is helpful, the +1 health is helpful, but it's that blast that everybody's using him for. And now this battle does go about 20 rounds because the Serpentine Soldier is becoming a pain on the other side, but it still works. And I really like putting the taunt up front. You don't necessarily have to have a taunt up front. There are 2 taunts in water. We're gonna see both of those here. We've got Wave Brood, we have the Kraken. You're gonna see the Kraken in the next battle can work really well as well. But you've got some heals behind it to sustain that tank, and then blocking the blast damage. And as we get into higher levels, again, one of the reasons I really like this Tidebiter here is it's a great counter to Serpentine Soldier as well, because you see all this dodge from Serpentine Soldier. Remember, at max level, this Tidebiter has True Strike. It can't be dodged. Serpentine Soldier at higher levels gets Thorns. Oh, this Reflection Shield also prevents the Thorns damage. So one of the most common tanks you see on a Yodin team, the Serpentine Soldier, Tidebiter is a great counter to it. So I really like that. You can see this blast damage is slowly working away the secondary cards. It's eventually going to take out Flame Monkey and take out that repair so they can finally do some more damage against Serpentine Soldier. So a very slow battle here. We're not going to watch the whole thing because I think it's pretty clear here, right? The benefit of Tidebiter and how this team is eventually going to win. Even if they just went to fatigue, the health of Wave Brood alone is going to be enough to win this battle. So a nice little lineup down there at the bottom. So now let's go look at it at max level at Champion League. This was another long battle, so we'll get it started here. But in this one we had lost magic. So my strategy here was going with, I thought there was a chance we saw Yodin, but it wasn't even locked into just defending against the Yodin team. I put the Kraken up there because the Kraken's very good against melee cards. It decreases melee damage. It's got the taunt, it's got retaliate, and can do a bunch of damage back. So can work can work very well. And that squad there, right there, you see that retaliate. Eventually the Kraken did fall here, but we had the Tide Biter back there suppressing all of that blast. So unlike the last battle, it didn't suppress blast for the entire battle, but it suppressed that blast long enough that we could do enough damage. Talk about how Kraken's good against melee cards. Then you put it with Deep Swimmer, who is a Yodin counter as well. So combining Tide Biter plus Yodin, or sorry, plus Deep Swimmer really helped with Yodin. But went anti-melee, went anti-range combination, and then there's no magic, right? So this is a team that maybe could have been weak to magic damage. Obviously that fits with the rule set, so worked very well here. So this is a card that I really like. Again, I feel like, and one of the goals that they said that I think they've done a very good job of is they said they want these reward cards to kind of be, to not necessarily be overpowered, but have very strong niche use cases. And Tide Biter is a great example of that. It's not a card that I'm going to play necessarily all the time, but when I'm expecting like some thorns up front or expecting a Yodin team, a Tide Biter is going to be a nice piece to have to help counter that. There is also one other that you could put in this team. So having a taunt up front was nice, right? Because you guaranteed all of that damage was going to go up front, and then you could completely block it. Well, if you're not using a taunt and you're expecting maybe some sneak or some snipe or something like this, I just want to bring out this neutral card real quick because it can be used the same way. A lot of people have said this is a useless card at bronze because it does not have, I mean, it's one attack, 1 health for 2 mana. It doesn't have much, right? People don't think this reflection shield is worth that much. Now, at high levels, I think if people love it with the amplify and the slow as well. But a lot of players thinking, oh, this isn't that good at a bronze level. This is a neutral card that you could put into other teams and use the same way we use Tide Biter, or you could put it in a battle with both, like, and kind of cover. You could put a second from the back and cover against some sneak, and put Tide Biter up front, cover against your tank. If you don't have a taunt up front, but you're thinking, oh, maybe there's going to be some sneak, you can mix that in there. Or you could just put Kinjo in the second spot in a team that doesn't, if you're trying to play Tide Biter at bronze, or you're wanting that benefit that I just showed from Tide Biter at bronze, or if you're wanting it in any other splinter, you could use Kinjo here. So I know this video isn't really about Kinjo, but I did just want to throw that in, as that can be a use case for him at bronze. So many people think that card is worthless, and I disagree. I think you can put that in that spot and block blast. Now, you don't see a lot of Yodin at bronze, so that's another thing. Maybe you're not as concerned about it, but you do have a blast rule set where you'll see it regardless of who the summoner is. So still definitely some use cases there. So anyways, let me know what you guys think about Tide Biter, how quickly you're gonna pick them up. All these cards are a little more expensive. They've been running about 3 to 4 times, sometimes up to 10 times more expensive than kind of the previous reward cards that have already gone down, that are still in print, but have been out there long enough that a lot of people have them. So because these are new, a lot of people want to get their hands on them right away. Like myself, they've been a little more expensive. I decided to go ahead and pay the premium. I wanted to play with it. I wanted to test it out. I want to make this video for you guys. So anyways, let me know what you think. Let me know how soon you're going to pick them up, what levels you're going to use them at, or if you're going to use them at all. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're going to cover this. I've already got 3 of the reward cards maxed out. So on stream, I was using Jared Scar the other day. That looks like a lot of fun. Our Vampiric Blossom I picked up. I think that's going to be a nice Llama Cube counter. I want to do a video on that. So there's going to be more of these videos coming. If there's specific cards that you want to see, that you want me to go get and show them off, let me know. And I'll see if I can get that. I'd like to get to all 12 of them. We'll see how quickly I can do that, and how expensive that's all going to be. But that's kind of my goal. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll see you on the next one.